don't get scared now.
So
Don't get
my
scared
question
now.
to you guys are you guys hopeless romantics?
That's where we started.
Well, let's get the definition of a hopeless romantic first. So for the people that don't know what a hopeless romantic is, can you give us that definition?
Yeah. Give him a definition.
You can Google it if it's all right. We just want everybody who's gonna watch it to understand. Yeah, you can do it right here.
Okay.
Just so people are, we gotta bring them with us. We can't assume that they know.
He have to answer it.
So you want a definition?
No, I'm just saying for the people. So like when we say whether we are or not, they know exactly what they. Everybody watching this won't know what a hopeless romantic is.
But we're asking you. So what is your definition of a hopeless romantic?
Not my definition. It's the definition. You can't take something and say
you can't ask me a question and then goddamn make your own shit out of it.
Yeah, you can't.
Jesus. I'm sorry, Booty just hit the mic. Sorry. Say that again.
What are y'all doing?
Just
Are we recording?
Yes.
Girls get down on the floor.
like seriously, what do you think?
What is a hopeless romantic?
That's
Alright, so just if somebody has a phone, just Google that and then read the definition and then we'll go from there. And this is for the people, so everybody will know.
Okay.
There must be iPhones taking a long time.
Shut
See how iPhone people, they say iPhone people are not as nice as Android people.
What is your definition of love while we're looking this up?
Love?
Someone who
I'll let you go first on that
idealistic
one.
and similar
Nash.
to you with love, often despite evidence or experience.
What is your definition of love?
I mean, it's just like.
I can't hear you. I'm
To
sorry.
be honest with you, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Alright. So honestly, I mean, it's just like not having to think about whatever you got to think about. Like, so honestly, the transition of it is in any type of light would be more or less if I got to think on it, it ain't really love, honestly. Like, it's just kind of how it runs. So the true definition in the biblical sense or whatever it may be just a feeling, but it's not a feeling. It's just it's emotion. It's actions. It's just everything you do in everyday life with somebody. So at the end of the day, it just kind of moves how it moves. It's just simple, honestly. Love is simple.
Love is simple to
Yes.
you. Mr. Zook?
Well, I feel like a lot of people may not like the definition that I say. I feel like love is a disease.
It's what?
It's a disease.
Okay.
But not in the sense of bad. Like a lot of people take diseases and say they're bad. But I believe love has the characteristics of disease. Reason is, you don't know when you get it. When you get it, there's nothing you can do about it. You can deny it all you want to. But when you have it, and it's a lot of people lie to themselves and say they don't love a person or whatever, but they still do stupid stuff, which, because they have that disease that they can't get off. Now, on the flip side, what do you do if you have it? I think that constant treating a person badly or whatever is almost a cure. Because you love somebody until they continue to do something to you that makes you fall out of love with them. So that's my definition. I feel like it's a disease. So, but it's a happy disease. Disease don't have to be a bad word. You got it though. You love somebody, you got it. You can't wake up tomorrow and turn it off. It just doesn't work that way. Now, if that person treats you like shit all the time, it will eventually cure your love of them. And I look at it in reverse, but I don't look at, when you say disease, people think bad. So I'm saying, if you love a person and they constantly put you down or whatever, eventually you will fall out of love with them. But it takes time. It's not an overnight thing. I don't think that even in the worst situations, you don't love a person today and don't love them tomorrow. That's impossible. And if somebody says that, I just don't think that that's true. You're not being true with yourself. Because if you love somebody, it took you time to get in love with them. It's going to take you time to fall out of love with them. So, so that is my definition. That essentially it acts as a disease. Not necessarily bad. I don't mean it in a bad connotation, but you have no control over love. Zero control. If you think you do, you crazy.
So let's jump back
Ladies,
into that.
would anybody like to, what anybody has a, different of opinion on that?
So back to the
So it goes back to the hopeless romantic.
Yeah, we have the Google definition of that. Just for the people,
just for the people.
A hopeless romantic is someone who holds an idealistic and sentimental view of love, often despite evidence or experiences to the contrary. They tend to believe in a fairy tale-like version of romance, where love conquers all and relationships are effortless. This can lead to unrealistic expectations and a tendency to overlook red flags in a potential partner. While their optimism and belief in love can be endearing, it's important for hopeless romantics to also develop a realistic understanding of relationships.
Now, O'Shea, I asked you, you said that's bullshit, but tell me, why do you feel like that's
He
bullshit?
did say that's
I
bullshit.
did say it's bullshit.
Why?
I did.
Tell me why you feel that way.
Because like that's not even the definition of like anything real. Like somebody saying that really just kind of just said that shit to make it seem like it's all peaches and cream, because ain't shit peaches and cream.
No, that's
That's
not
not what
it's
I
not-
mean. Peaches and cream.
But that's what it's saying.
That's not necessarily. Do you feel like everything is fixable?
Everything is fixable, yes.
So I take it as that you are being a hopeless romantic. If something's going on that's hard in your relationship that you feel like it's fixable, guess what you're gonna do?
Eventually it's gonna get fixed, but it's not gonna
Not eventually. See, that's the key word right there. When you say eventually it's gonna get fixed. No, it needs to be fixed immediately. If you have a water leak in your house, guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna fix that water leak immediately, right?
correct. But it's all in the sense of
I
how big that
got
water
to
leak is. You know what I mean? Like if it's something small, like you can kind of like fill it out and make your way through it. But if it's something big, yeah, of course you're gonna try to jump to it and make it happen like right away. But the way they're actually explaining that in that definition is like one small link ain't gonna break the whole fucking bank.
You don't know that though.
It's not.
Because you don't, I'm a person, you a person, so the way you react to something and the way I will react to something is two different reactions, all right?
Yeah, in a sense.
Okay, so with
In a sense.
every action deserves a reaction, right?
You're right. Go ahead.
Okay,
I'm
so
listening to you. Go ahead.
what I'm saying to you is, regardless how big or small it is, guess what? Because that small leak can come to something big, because guess what you do in that relationship? You start stacking. And you stack, and you continue to stack, and you continue to stack. And guess what happened? Eventually,
It's a flood.
there it is.
All right, I got you.
So, are you a hopeless romantic?
Am I hopeless? I guess I would say I would be then. In that case, because like I said, I don't want any situation to be to the point to where I can't control it.
Exactly.
So
That's a good
in a
answer.
controlling situation, yes, I would figure that definition is true, but in the actual context of it, it's not.
Because you feel like
it's so much more to it. So like at the end of the day, like I can disagree with you, but we can agree to disagree in certain situations, and we can just kind of make it happen. You know what I mean? So that's why I say it's bullshit, because we as people, we compromise in certain situations. So in any situation, in any life, I've compromised even at the beginning of my relationship. I know what my spouse's fault is. They are. That's what they are.
Right.
I have to deal with that.
Right.
So if I'm willing to accept that, then that's not a fault anymore.
Exactly.
So that's why I say it's bullshit, because I choose to deal with what I want to deal with.
Okay. I hear you. Mr. Zoo?
Right.
Are you a hopeless romantic?
Absolutely not. By definition, I am not.
Okay.
I mean, just on the definition that you read, I am not. And the reason is because I don't think a hopeless romantic lives in a fantasy world, as it states, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you love somebody, you do everything to make them better. You don't do anything to their detriment. So, if in that, as you were reading the definition, it's like something's bad and they just ignore it. You can't do that. You know, if a person is, if you walk in and your partner or whoever, their face looks a particular type of way, you love them, so you acknowledge that. You don't just go past it like, oh, it'll be just fine. You love somebody, you want them to be okay all the time. So it's like you.
But hold on, they
Come
could
on.
be tripping though.
Well, I mean, but at the end of the day, you know tripping, and you know. I think when you love somebody, you know tripping, and you know true hurt. You know when they just, and most people have, and it's both. It's not a man woman thing. It's both. You may have a woman who always complains about something, right? But you married her, you know she's gonna complain about it, so you just whatever. But if she's truly upset, you don't just bypass it. You have to say, okay, this is a different level. She's really mad at me. It may be the tone she uses. It may be the words. You know, it's like if you have a spouse where y'all argue, but it's not, and she called you an asshole, and she's never called you an asshole. You got to stop and say, look, your person is out of their element, so you cannot bypass that and just think everything's going to be okay no matter what, or it's going to fix itself. I think the hopeless romantic is in a unilateral relationship. They're not give and take. They over here in La La Land, and the other person is just whatever. So, I mean, it's right in the definition, hopeless. It's hopeless. But I don't think their relationship should be hopeless. I mean, it just shouldn't be.
Do you think everything is fixable?
But when you say everything, I think I'm a person, I deal with intent. If somebody steps on your foot by accident and you get upset, that's on you. They step on your foot on purpose, then they had an intent to do something. And I'm just a person that when you're in a relationship, you have to consider the other person's feelings. That's period. If you won't do that, don't get in a relationship with that. And I think men, we look at stuff in its simplest form. If you don't want to be responsible for another person's feelings, don't get in a relationship, because you are now tied to that person. Everything you do affects them, and you have to consider that every time you, I don't say every time, but most of the time when you make major decisions. And if you're not willing to let somebody kind of in your circle, then don't be a hopeless romantic, because I don't think that would just work, because you're just in this fantasy world like everything is cool, and it's not.
But Mr. Zook, we didn't ask you that. We asked you,
See what I'm saying?
do you think everything is fixable?
If both people work on it, it is. But one person can't fix a relationship. I don't think that.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's true.
So my next question to you
Did y'all write
guys.
these questions down?
Hell no.
I heard a hell no in the back.
No, we didn't write them out. It's all in hand.
No.
Somebody just got an arsenal of
So what would be a breaking point for you in your relationship, Mr. Zook?
I was gonna start with me. I think, like,
Can I jump in?
yeah, you
Can I
might,
jump
yeah.
in?
'Cause
Yes, please do, Mr.
I'll
Ocean.
come back
in my
out.
relationship would be total disrespect. Like,
What is disrespect?
I mean, to the point to where it's like no coming back from it. Like, it's like you already.
This one empty.
All right. So as people, we know who our person is, right? Right.
Right.
Okay. All right. So if you knew Mrs. Zook that Ron didn't like
Zook.
such and such,
Mm-hmm.
and you intentionally kept stepping on such and such, that's disrespectful.
I'm not under the such and such part. Can you
But-
be more
All right.
elaborate?
So let's just say Ron doesn't like the fact that you call him out in certain lights. And he's explained that to you in several different conversations. But you continue to step on that toe and you continue to push that button and you continue to go, you're now at this point you're disrespecting him. So, all right, if I'm completely disrespecting you in front of, and let's make it specific.
Yes.
Don't disrespect me in front of people. In front of people, period. So if you can continue to step on his toe in front of people and belittle him and make him feel like he's small, because that's something in him that he feels like you're making him feel small.
So are you basically you're saying like emasculating him in front of friends?
I'm not gonna say emasculating, but you're making him like in any light. If I was to tell you, Amis, I don't like the fact that you say such and such, or you call me out in front of this situation. Me and you, if you call me out personally, we can have that conversation because me and you have that
Right.
understanding. But you doing it in front of a whole crowd that don't even know me, now you're making it seem as such as I'm the bad guy in certain situations or certain lights. So now they have their own stepping. So how I was raised was, I don't care who the person is that I'm introduced to, I might be introduced to them in a bad light. Don't bring a bad light onto something until you know who that person is. Because that bad light might just only be you. So you might bring the bad out of somebody, but it doesn't necessarily mean that bad comes out amongst everybody. So there's always a good in somebody, is what I'm saying in my thought process, until you actually show me that bad. When you start to show me that bad, then I start, not to say treating you that way, but I start to disassociate myself with you.
So would you rather it to be when you first meet somebody, we're just saying, like you said, you in front of a group of people that you just now meeting, would you want to be genuine with them people, or would you
going to.
But you just don't want.
I don't want, so all right, so I'm gonna just give you a situation, right? And I'm just gonna put it out there, just a random situation. So if I was I'm in a relationship with somebody, they have children with someone else. It's a lot of bad that came from whatever the situation was beforehand, but pre-me,
Right.
Privy me or whatever it may be.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I have to have my own cognition of who that person is.
Right.
So understanding a person, like they might be going through a bad time. So that bad that they reflected out on you might not be the same bad that I see. And I can see the change in whatever that person may be. So at the end of the day, all right, I'm just gonna get real specific.
Okay.
All right, so you got a baby mama and a baby daddy.
Right.
They're going through whatever they went through. They went through whatever it may have been, and at the end of the day, maybe he ain't stepped up. He ain't did shit. He hasn't done shit to this point.
Right.
Maybe he needs some guidance.
Right.
So me as a person, I meet you, and I don't get that same cognition. I'm going to give you the utmost respect.
You giving him grace.
I'm going to give you the utmost respect until you show me that you don't deserve that respect. You feel what I'm saying?
To a certain extent, yeah.
All right. So, all right. Everybody ain't got the same upbringing. Everybody ain't got the same backgrounds. Everybody don't have nothing. You know, like everybody's totally different. Everybody was brought up a certain type of way. So, if baby daddy over here grew up and his mama ain't shit, his daddy ain't shit, ain't nobody shit around him.
Right.
All he know is ain't shit.
Right.
But as I talk to him, he has that he just don't know.
Okay.
So why can't he be taught to know instead of being ain't shit, and let's just make him shit. You know what I'm saying? Just build him up to that situation.
So
now, if I get to that point where I'm trying to help you, and you don't want that help, then I'm stepping my ass the fuck away.
Do you feel like you can teach your old dog tricks?
Yeah.
You do.
You can. But you can't make somebody change when they don't want to either.
That's true.
You can't. I'm not saying that you can. Even my conversation, like even if I'm trying to help you out or whatever it may be, that don't mean my conversation don't necessarily mean I'm gonna change you. But at the end of the day, as long as you listen and I can see a little bit of change in you, I can respect you. Don't put out error to where I'm totally disrespecting this man off jump or whatever it may be. Just give it a little bit of time to see where it goes. Now, if it doesn't go that way, then it's like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can just say, fuck you to some people. Because some people ain't trying to change, they ain't trying to do nothing, they ain't trying to do nothing with themselves. But if somebody you can see is trying to do something with themselves, but they just don't know how to do it,
Right.
then that's a totally, it's a totally different situation.
Okay. Mr. Zoo?
I go back to my original thing, like, it's the intention. Either you have intention or you don't. I think it can get convoluted on what people, this, that. My thing is, everybody in every relationship have what I consider non-negotiable. Like, I can't come back from this. We ain't talking about taking out the trash, or not putting gas in the car, or not cutting the grass. We're not talking about stuff like that. The non-negotiables, I think, to kind of piggyback off the Shay, is disrespect. No one wants to be disrespected. To be checked, I feel like, I look at life and relationship as like rings, right? You have your ring with you and your person, then you have ring with family, friends, and whatever, whatnot. No one gets access to the ring that they're not in. So, to disrespect your wife or your person in front of people that don't matter, to me it doesn't matter in a way. Like, those people don't matter. They're not there in none of your circles. Now it's embarrassing and whatnot or whatever, but when it really comes down to it is, what is the intention? To call a person out in front of people that you don't know, what is the intention? Like, if you don't know the people, it doesn't matter what they think. You don't care what they think about you on both sides. So when I look at it, I just go back to, I feel like relationships have to have intent. You either intend to be in this relationship or you intend to not be in this relationship. And if you continue, which goes back to, I think, the love thing, if you continue to tear down this love that I have for you, and that, then, I mean, that's what's going to happen. We're either in this or we're not. There's always going to be things, people are going to get nervous, and that's, we get up in the morning, we don't like our person for 15, 20 minutes, whatever, but when you do something intentional to a person to their detriment, why are they your person? Why would you do anything to their detriment? That's the part I think where people have to step back and say, it's not what you did. Why did you do that? You stepped on my foot. Like, I go back to the original, that was an accident. There was no intent in that. But when you actually formulate something to tear down another person that you're in a relationship,
Purpose.
what did I say?
Like purpose.
Yeah,
purpose.
When you purposely go out your way to attack this person's character, or to embarrass this person, or to disrespect this person, whether it don't have to be in front of nobody, it can be just you and that person. What is the intent? Because disrespect is going to continue to tear down the love that they have for you. So you're doing it to yourself. That's kind of the way I look at it. Is either we in it or we ain't. There's no, I think when you get in a relationship, marriage, however you want to say it, people who don't believe in marriage, if you're with your person and that's the person you want to be with, then just don't do anything to tear that apart. Intentionally.
But what if that person don't know that that's what they're doing to you?
That's the next thing.
So how do you, I guess my question to you guys is, how do you go about that? Because if that person doesn't know that they're doing it to tear you down or to disrespect.
A lot of times in those type of situations, it's already been said.
Well, I think, and I
Most
think,
time it's not though.
but I think
It
what
is,
people, I think
but
what it is,
it's just
listen,
about listening though. Sometimes I'm gonna be honest with you. Sometimes people listen with their mouth before they listen with their ears. Like really understand what somebody's saying to you before you actually speak.
which I think people say you listen to respond versus to understand. So
Correct.
to your
Like
point.
with that being said, so yeah, if you listening to respond and you just have to have a snappy comeback or you whatever you may be and you're quick with your mouth, cool, that's fine and dandy. It's some people that just like really logically think about everything that's said before they speak. I'm one of those people.
You're a logic thinker.
I will. It will take me 3-4 days before I even respond to something that you said 5 days ago.
Why does it
But-
take so long though?
Because my reaction to it has to make sure that it aligns with what you are about.
But then by then
No.
but listen, but by then you take you 2 to 3, 4 days to answer if we're in a disagreement. Then
Right.
if we're in a disagreement, right?
I get you. I get what you're saying.
But by then, guess what? Then it becomes to the small things where, oh, he didn't take the garbage out today, or oh,
yeah,
he
but
didn't
you
put
can't-
no gas in
but
the
you
car.
can't-
But then
if
you
if
stack
you
it.
in
Then
a
that
situ-
you
but
allow
if-
your
but if
significant
you're in a
other
but if
to
you're
stack.
in a situation, but if you're in a situation to where you're in love or whatever you want to call it, you know what I'm saying? If that's that situation, you're gonna take that love and you're gonna understand, even if you and 9 times out of 10, most people already know this already. They know this about their person. They know how they react. They know how they do.
Right.
So if you're in love, you're gonna take that back. Even if you're a quick thinker, like there's a lot of people that's witty. They quick with their mouth. They quick with their tongue. They whatever. Sometimes, and with me, the reason why I don't say things right away is because my tongue, my words are like weapons. That's how I feel. My words are they're so if I say something right then at that moment, it might not be exactly what I was saying. So then when I come back and re-explain it, by that time, they've already gotten that notion in their mind that I've reacted in like backlash or outlash towards them, and they feel a certain way already. I can't take that back. So why say something when I can't take it back and fix it when I can just say it in the right way when I'm ready to say it, and you just got to understand that sometimes it takes me a little bit of time to move that forward.
I'll piggyback off that. If your person is taking a day or two to assess the response, you have to understand that they care about how it affects you. Because to sum up what Shay just said, you can't put the shit back in the horse. If you snap and say something that you really didn't mean because you were angry or whatever, you may be able to smooth it over, but you can't take it back. You can't. And if it hurt your person, that's a scar. It may heal, but it's a scar. So, kind of to his point, I would agree. I mean, people would say 3 days, 2 days, 2 hours, whatever. For your person, you give them that. If it's a person you don't care about, you say whatever, because it doesn't matter.
You can get too fucked.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Like,
Exactly.
I'm gonna be honest with you. My single days versus my married days or my relationship days, like I'll tell you, you kiss my, really, you can kiss my dick. Because I don't give a fuck, because you can go on about your business and I can go on about my business, and I don't have to, I honestly don't have to deal with you after this point of this conversation. But I want to deal with you as a person in the long run, and then, you know what I'm saying, as a overall, you know what I'm saying, point. Like, I'm trying to make this work, but I don't want to make it to a situation to where you feel like I got any type of grief towards you or any type of thing as far as that's concerned. And sometimes they say the truth hurts, and it does, but you can make the truth hurt less when you say it the right way.
And I think what you're saying about I think if a person, let's say you have a married couple, and there's an issue here, not necessarily even take the trash out, but there's something. The fact that your spouse or other person is taking the time to consider the response should be considered. The fact that this person would consult with themselves before snapping off a response or an answer to whatever the situation is, I think that should not be taken lightly. Because you can't, wife, husband, you can't just say anything to your wife. You can't just say anything to your husband.
Say
You shouldn't.
fuck you, bitch.
Yeah,
you can't,
yeah,
you can't,
yeah,
you
say
can't say that shit.
Even-
Like
even-
a random ass female, fuck you, bitch. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. But
Yeah.
you might give a fuck.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you don't give a fuck at that moment. So if I said that off muscle to you as my wife or my spouse or my person, like, what the fuck? Like, why? You don't
Yeah.
love me.
You gonna get
you
that
don't
smoke,
fucking
yeah.
feel no
Yeah.
type of way about
Yeah, you
it.
gonna get that smoke.
So the
yeah.
fact that give him his 2 days, give him his day.
Give him my
because
day, give
if
him my
he-
whatever. If it might take me an hour to like
Yeah.
really assess, because like sometimes like when certain people say certain things, they can mean like 3 or 4 different things in that same sentence. They
Right.
can say something and really not mean what they said, but what they said was a lash out.
Right.
Like we've been talking about, it was a lash out. Okay, so now you got your lash out. Now I got to take your lash out and dissect your lash out.
Okay.
Did she really mean this? Did she really feel like this, or did she really feel like this? And all right, now she feel like this. Now how do I respond to how she moved this way, or how he moved this way, or whatever it may be? So now let me take my time to respond.
But it takes you 2 to 3 days to respond.
Sometimes,
But I
it
think
depends
what-
on the situation. Like all the situations ain't the same. Like
That's
sometimes
true.
I can lash right out and I can respond to it because it's not anything that's going to affect anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if it's something that I feel like it's going to hurt or hinder whatever is going on, yes, I'm going to take my time because I don't want to hurt or hinder anything that I got going on right now. Like I wake up to you every day. I smile to you every day. So if I wake up to you every day and let's take it like this. If tonight you piss me the fuck off
Okay.
and I'm mad, I went to sleep mad. I went to sleep with this on my mind. I wake up with this on my mind. And let's just say 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, I wake up and I say, why the fuck was I even mad about this shit?
Right.
And then now I've gathered myself to understand the fact that maybe I was in the wrong with what I was thinking. Let me figure out what's going on and let me fill it out. Let me fill it out. Give me that time to fill it out. So it might have took me a day. It might have took me 4 or 5 hours to figure it out. I done figured it out. I done went in my head. I done went back and forth what I want to say. Sometimes, and I'm gonna say this because a lot of people gotta hear this as well. As black people, we don't take therapy or mental health into consideration.
Yes.
So, like, my mental health might not be the greatest at the time that this shit happened.
Okay.
So now I'm thinking 10,000 different thoughts, which my mind already goes 10,000 miles an hour already. So now I gotta put another 10,000
Extra now.
on top of that shit
Yeah.
to fucking weed all the bullshit out to fucking fight my demons too. So we all got demons. We all got something inside of us that make us feel some type of sort of way, or push us this way, or push us left, push us right. But once I get to that common ground and I'm like, all right, we ain't trying to hurt each other.
Right.
She ain't trying to hurt me. I ain't trying to hurt her. I felt like what she said was some bullshit, but even in that bullshit, I understand what she was saying. Now, it's time for me to react and say what I got to say. Just take it and let it ride. No matter how long it took me to come to this decision, or come to this thought, or come to my whatever I got to say, just let me say it.
So, do y'all feel like y'all are great communicators? Like, to
I'm
your
terrible.
spouse?
I'm fucking terrible.
You're terrible.
Terrible.
Mr. Zook?
I think you have to look at when you say what is a good communicator? Kind of to O'Shea's point, would you rather if there was an argument of sorts, right? As a spouse, and women can chime in on this. Would you rather get the correct response in a day, or get a response right then? Because the response you get may not be truly how you feel. But if you don't, my thing is, I feel like if the protection of the relationship is put first, then everybody got to chill out. Cooler heads will prevail. It's always times where people are going to snap off, something's going to happen, whatever. If one of the two people who want to remain in this relationship, whether it be the male or the female, or the male or whatever, where we're in now, but partner, if one person says, hey, stop, the other one should recognize the fact that that person could have said, fuck you, and kept it moving. If they're saying stop, they actually care about the relationship because they don't want to give you a response that's not genuine. Now,
But it goes back to the question: are you a great communicator?
Regardless
Regardless of the situation it is, either it's a heated disagreement or just a regular.
I'm not, because I would shut up.
But you can communicate.
You shut down.
Yeah,
I would shut out. Like, so I would. So if, and I'm gonna say this like this, and no disrespect to my peoples or whatever it may be, if I was shut up as a child with what I was saying and what I was feeling, and then I'm being shut up in my relationship, and I feel like I'm being shut up, I'm going to shut the fuck up and reevaluate, because my response to the shut up is fuck you, I don't give a fuck, and it's that rah 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 rah. I don't want to rah rah rah. I didn't get with you to rah rah rah. I got with you because you're my peace.
Yeah.
You're my peace. Like my level, like with dudes, I think it's a difference between dudes and females. Females can actually do that rah 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 and not have that extra feeling behind it.
Not all females.
I ain't gonna say most. They can do that. They hone that because in the situation they were in, they've been able to, I guess,
hold their weight
and go back and forth or whatever it may be. But in my situation, I'm gonna be honest with you. What my mom said was law. What my grandma said was law. That's who raised me. My dad ain't raised me.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, he was around. He came through. Whatever it may be, I saw him. It is what it is. Everything's cool. He gave me his love, and I respect it totally. No disrespect to my dad either. Whatever was going on, whatever they was going on, that's what they had going on. Mm-hmm. But I had to understand that as an adult. I didn't understand that as a child because I was a child. I didn't know. All I wanted was what I wanted.
Yeah.
And we got to understand that most of our children in our community don't get that light. Like even down to my oldest child, I have to sometimes I have to apologize to him and say, this is why I'm not here with you, because this is why I wasn't here. This is what was going on. Whether you heard something else, I need to let you know the reason I wasn't here is because I was out here trying to do something to make sure that you were solidified or whatever it may be back home.
Yeah.
I had to move away from my whole state of where I stayed to move to get better and better myself. Let me better myself to better you, to make you move the way you need to move. So when I'm telling you this stuff, and I'm and like I try to explain to him every single time I have a conversation with him, I'm not arguing with you. I'm not being a dick. I'm not being an asshole. I'm just trying to let you understand how to grow from the things that I had to grow through.
That sound like that's your love language.
But it's everybody. Like everybody is a little bit different. I can't speak for Ron. Mm-hmm. Ron might have grew up in a whole totally different situation than me. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak for him, but I can speak for me. For me, I got this, I got that. My mom ain't never talked shit in front of me to my pops. I've never talked shit to my kids in front of about their mom, whatever it may
Right,
be.
right.
I keep that shit separate. That shit what adults do is separate from what kids do. I just want you to know, no matter what, I still love you. And whatever I'm trying to do, I might not say it in the right way. I might not say, because I haven't been taught certain situations to move that way.
I think you're a great communicator. You just don't know how to communicate with spouse, maybe? Is that it?
No, it's just, I feel like sometimes the communication is a little bit, you feel like you put in pressure, like putting pressure situations.
Mm-hmm.
They say pressure bust pipes,
Yeah.
and it busts them. And I feel like sometimes pressure gets put on, and the pipe bursts, and you just don't know where to go, and you all over the place. So,
Right, but you just said that you felt like that you was a bad communicator, but
Starts around middle school through high school.
Right.
Right? So if you were told that, and I'm just going to shorten it to 10, from age, let's say 10 to 20, that is the core of your makeup.
right.
Just like the church you grew up in, or just like, what you did on Saturday mornings or whatever. Humans are creatures of habit. They just are. So habitually, if you've been told not to do
If I'm routinely told something,
I don't even know, because now that is a part of your character. And I don't even know, you can suppress it, but to completely remove it, I don't know. I mean, maybe someone can, I don't know. I think if you work hard at it, you can suppress it enough to where it's gone.
You want me to tell you a turning point in my life?
what's that?
What I did?
What's that?
And I didn't even know I was doing it until I'm doing it now. Like meditation, self-help,
Yeah.
self-care, understanding myself, like understanding who I am.
Yeah.
But I did it, like, it was a point in my life where it was nothing. Like, I had lost my job, I lost my car, everything got repoed, whatever it was. I literally walked to work, like,
Yeah.
4 days out the week, and my job was 25 miles away. I
Yeah.
walked
Yeah.
to work. I didn't ask anybody for shit because I was always taught, don't ask anybody for shit. 24 miles away,
Like a slight
I walked from Garners Ferry Road in Columbia, South Carolina
I know
to
where
West
it's at.
Columbia, South Carolina at Time Warner.
I
That's
know where
how
it's
much
at.
I needed to get money. That's how much I needed to get back to what my normal was.
Yeah.
I didn't ask my mom for shit. My mom eventually turned around, and like I said, like, it's the people in your life. My mom eventually turned around. It wasn't my dad, it was my mom.
Yeah.
She eventually turned around and say, all right, I got a new car. You can have this other car. Just drive it around. It is what it is. But people don't understand that shit. Like, people go through shit every day. Like, every day.
Every day.
Every day. But you don't know who go through shit. So
Because
that's
people
why-
keep that to themselves.
That's-
That's why.
But you keep that to yourself because it's so many stigmas around
Yeah.
telling somebody something. You can tell one person something, and that shit can go
Across
throughout
America.
the whole city.
Yeah.
But you can tell somebody something real good, and that shit don't go nowhere.
nowhere. Yeah.
And it just drop off. So, like, at the end of the day, like, my thing is just let the shit ride how it ride. Because that's why I don't have no, like, anybody I meet, I don't have anything against them until you make something for yourself.
So
And it really takes a lot for me to really, like, say, I'm not fucking with you.
Yeah.
It takes a whole lot.
Oh, you doing good. You shooting good then.
It takes a whole lot for me to say I'm not fucking with you. Now, listen, I may stray away from you,
Yeah.
but when you're in my presence, I'm not going to treat you any type of different than what I would treat anybody that I fuck with.
So my question to you guys is that, do you think that the way you was brought up and the way your childhood played out has affected your marriage, your relationships,
Yeah.
and if that is the case, how do you feel like you can overcome it, and how can you not bring that turmoil into now?
It's just all about making yourself better, bro. Every day, like, and people don't understand that 1% better every day. You
Okay.
get yourself better 1% every
Yeah.
single day. Even if you don't see that 1% until
Something major.
88, 85% down the road.
Yeah.
But that 1% every single day. If I wake up every single day and be positive,
Yeah.
every single day, eventually that's gonna turn into something positive.
Yeah.
So if I turn around and every single day I was 1% negative every single day,
Yeah.
you're gonna see that shit instantly, and you're going to be on my ass instantly.
Yes.
Don't like a lot of people foreshadow that shit, but like just allow somebody to be better 1% every single day.
So, I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
If you can name 3 things about your significant other that you have felt that made you better, what would be those 3 things?
I want to go back to the last question.
Go.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, and because I use this, and I'll have to use it in terms of like, and I'll say anything. It could be a relationship, whatever. Like, you can grow up and see whether you have a dad that was there, a mom that was this, or whatever.
Mhm.
But I think that humans have critical thinking, whether you want to use it or not. So you can grow up in the worst household ever. And when you become an adult, you realize it was the worst household ever.
Yeah.
So, and I take it, and I'll use this one scenario. So for me, in the leadership role that I'm in work now, I take everything that I've seen in leaders that I've reported to before, I took the bad and said, well, I ain't gonna do that. 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 So I end up now, and I feel like I'm a good leader now because I took the negative and understood it was negative and just removed it, versus saying, for example, I wouldn't say my dad is a role model in terms of being a good husband, right? That doesn't mean he's a bad person. You don't throw the whole person away. But I think when you say, how does that affect you growing up? It does affect you, but I also won't give people, I'm going to say everybody, the majority, I won't give people an out. You can't say, well, I didn't have a good role model, so I can be a fuck up in life. No.
Okay.
You've seen people be successful. You've seen people not be successful. And I think you as a person have to say, what can I take out of the situation, good, bad? Well, I know that's bad, so I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? And then eventually you just have the good left.
Yeah, people are cancers. Like, people can be cancer to people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's why I like where I'm at in my workspace.
Mm-hmm.
They remove the cancers out of every situation.
Mm.
Every situation,
100%.
no matter what, the cancer is removed. If somebody talking negatively, they get a conversation.
So
You
taking
do
it back to a relationship,
yeah.
right?
And it's the same
Whatever
thing.
is cancerous, and it could be people. As like you said, you singly, and then now in a relationship. I realized I went out Friday night, met the fellas, whatever.
Right.
I realized I carry myself differently. Like, I think when you have in a relationship, and then it's like that's the effect it has on you. You walk differently, you talk differently, but you just don't. You even interact with people differently. You interact with females, males. You interact with everyone differently because you know what's important. And that person you're talking to,
what you coming home to, bro? Like, you don't want to bring nothing outside.
Well, the thing is, at that point, whether it be just a casual conversation, whatever, your peace at home is the most important thing. So nothing infringes. So I take it all the way back to kind of what we were talking about. Whether you were raised in a good house, single family house, whatever.
Right.
Like, if you get in this world, you still know right from wrong.
Yeah.
So you can't.
Maneuver.
I think people need to stop taking the situation you were raised in. It does have an effect on you, but you don't have to stay in that space.
You don't.
If your daddy beat your mama. You know that ain't right.
Right.
So you
You go-
don't need another role model to say, hey, you don't beat your spouse. You don't need a role model. You just need to know that's wrong. Because the flip side of it is that you don't beat your spouse. So and then you're good. You don't have to have someone to tell you what's good is good. We all know when the
Beating your
lights
wife
green.
ain't fucking good.
But we know
What
when the
the fuck
lights
you gonna get
green.
from it? What you gonna get from it? What you gonna get?
But-
What's
I mean, but let's take it to
outcomes
the
is
basics,
terrible.
right? The basics is if you're at an intersection, light turns green, it's time to go.
Right.
Light turns red. It's very simple.
Right.
And
Because if you go through that motherfucker, you're gonna get hit.
or you know whatever. So I think a lot of people try to take the fact that well, I didn't grow up in a great house and I grew up in the hood and I did this and I grew up and I didn't have a father figure or my mama do it. Like that does affect you. I get it. But the fact that you can acknowledge that was negative and detrimental to your development,
And you know how
you should be able to
maneuver
can't
around the
you
bullshit.
can't
You know
waddle
what I'm
it.
saying?
You
Hey,
can't waddle it.
hey, this is really good stuff up here from you guys. Let me introduce myself. Has she introduced herself yet? I mean,
Not
do
at
we
all.
even know
She
who we're
has
talking
No,
to here?
we're anonymous.
She just
Who
talking.
have
She just
we been
fucking
talking to
in the
here?
background.
This is Elise.
Okay, and is there any relationship between you and anybody on the panel that we have here today?
Mr. Zook is my fiance.
She rides that
Right.
motorcycle.
Right.
Congratulations to you guys. As
All
well.
right.
Thank you.
Hey, you guys are wonderful guys. I tell you. I mean, I've known. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Lawan Moore. Okay, I live here, where we're at. I mean,
Do we
we
give
just
locations?
have came to get.
we ain't
We haven't
give
even given the location.
We
Like,
didn't disclose location.
Yeah,
Could've
so-
disclosed
Southeast
time.
region of the
I'm
United
just
States.
trying to just change the mood a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, I mean, we've been very serious
Yeah.
here for the last hour.
Yes.
All right, and we've been getting some serious questions
Intense.
from,
It's crazy.
you know, about what have we been talking about, like
Relationships.
Yeah, relationships, love, and all of these things. That's great. I mean, it's good stuff. Good stuff. But coming from a male point of view,
Okay.
all right. I don't know. So let me let you guys know that everything that I'm doing right now is editable, right? Editable,
Is editable a word?
right? So
Let's Google that.
you know, just
Editable.
because we talking, just
Right.
because we talking, we can take it out. We don't have to, you know, everything isn't. We're not live, right?
Right.
We're not live.
Is editability?
Oh yeah, I mean we're recording. We can take it out,
Yeah.
put it in, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Is it editable?
But I just got, I got questions, right?
All right.
Go ahead.
We
Go
already
ahead.
know
Go
I
ahead.
got a few
Fine.
questions.
I was
I've been
waiting on-
listening.
I'm waiting
Yeah.
on it.
I've been listening to everything that we've been talking about. So I heard earlier, and I'm just coming from the outside looking in. You know what I'm saying? I know you said something about you. I think you're. The job that you had. You said you were like walking a very long way, right? You know what I'm saying? Right.
That was a long ass walk. My feet
20
hurt, all
plus
that shit.
miles, right? 23
Yeah.
miles to your job. I mean, how long did that take for you to get to your job from
A lot
home?
of
to your
Google
job,
Maps and,
23 miles. Like, how long did that take for you to
I'm
get
not
there?
I'm not gonna tell you like a specific number, but it was over an hour and a half, 2 hours. It was at least an hour and a half, 2 hour walk. At least that. At least that.
Did you ever like?
No.
jog it or
Huh?
ball walk it or
So
just
like
regular?
you get to the point. So this is what I did, right? So this is
Yeah,
how this is how I mollywop, right?
So,
So
It's like,
I've been
Now,
saying,
my
like,
yeah, this is what you
I'm
do.
just
You
trying-
mobbing, bro. You mobbing. You have to prep for this shit. That's a long ass fucking walk.
oh, it
So are
definitely.
you power walking?
yeah, because
No,
have
like
to
you start off
prep.
walking. So I got off.
Is it a walk,
I'm
a gallop, a run?
gonna
What
give
is
you
it?
my location.
Alright.
700 Green Line Drive to
Let's get our let's
to-
get our intern
to-
to Google that.
to Time Warner. Look it up on Google. Time Warner Cable in West Columbia, South Carolina.
I'm just trying to get a little clarity.
Google
Can we
it.
get
Google it,
Shanisha,
man. It was
Google that.
Google it. Find out how long the walk was. That was a long ass fucking.
you know,
It
I-
says 7 hours and 50 minutes to walk.
7.5
But
to 12 hours.
I made it in
Shit.
time. I made it in time to
Go
get to
ahead.
work on time every single day. And after work, I didn't really give a fuck.
What
how long
shift
took
was
to
it
get.
that you worked actually?
He
What?
must have left at midnight.
What
to
was
get
I had
there.
to be
what was
at work.
what was your
At
what was
that
your
time,
shift?
at that time in my career, I was working at like 9:30 in the morning.
So
All right,
he
so
had-
so I mean, like
shift.
so
he had to use the night vision goggles.
so realistically, what we're saying is that
Realistically,
you
I
gotta.
got the fuck on or whatever it may be. Some days I got a ride, some days I didn't. But most of the days I walked. Most of the days I walked.
23 miles.
Because you got to realize most of my people that I knew stayed in Columbia. Like, I was on the outskirts of Columbia. I was on the southeast side of Columbia, going to the country.
That's a good hump.
It was a hump.
I mean, that's just dedication.
I walked.
That's
I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
Let me
That
tell
is
you.
dedication.
Let me tell you how specific it got. So I walked down. I walked down.
I want you to
Green
edit that
Lawn.
tongue.
I took Green Lawn.
That's me.
I took Green Lawn straight down for about a mile and a half.
We just completely
And I
made
got on Bluff Road. I hit Bluff Road just to make a shortcut to cut across to get to West Columbia.
That's what it's called.
I walked
Short.
past the stadium in Columbia. My Columbia people gonna understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I walked past the fucking stadium from the top of Garner's Ferry Road.
I know where Garner's Ferry Road is.
So I
It
walked
is-
from
that's a
Garner's
good
Ferry
clip.
Road
That's a nice clip.
by the
Yeah.
Rushes.
You must have
I was
big
right near the
shoes
Rushes.
on.
I walked from there to West Columbia in the middle on Platte Springs Road. Platte Springs Road. Just think about that shit.
Yeah. That's
I
a good
walked
clip.
through mini hoods and all the other bullshit, but I didn't give a fuck because I had a purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I knew that job was gonna take me and escalate me to something else. So that 1% that I've been talking about,
Yeah.
that was that 1% every single day.
Nobody know about.
But guess
yeah.
what? I walked that bitch for like 2 months, and after 2 months, I had a vehicle.
Yeah.
I had a whip.
Oh, that's
I had a plan in my head. All right, I ain't got no whip. I ain't got nothing else. But I know I can get a whip. I done looked around. I done figured it out. I couldn't get where I need to get to figure out where the fuck or talk to somebody personally.
Yeah.
But I talked to somebody. I figured out all I needed was $4,000.
You got them castles
I
on
needed
there.
$4,000.
Steroids.
It took me 2 months to get, but then I was at the top peak of my like I had started playing ball and I was, you know what I'm saying, I was doing all types of
If
shit.
you kick somebody, you will fuck
I
somebody
was
up. Them got
active
them
as a
calves.
motherfucker then.
Yeah.
I was
them
an active
calves thick as
motherfucker.
hell.
Yeah, I mean that vertical had to be amazing.
Like it was
You
crazy.
possibly go-
It was crazy.
All right,
Yeah.
fellas,
I was
fellas,
Jordan, nigga.
fellas, real quick,
I was
real quick.
soon.
With all the questions from the female side of things, you know, like I said, I'm gonna ask a question from the male side of things.
Yeah. Go.
Let's talk about the sacrifices that we make each and every day to make our wives, girlfriends, whoever it may be. Let's talk about some of the sacrifices that we make each and every day.
Ooh, yeah.
You know,
And the ones that they don't even know that we're making. Let's talk about those
Let's
because
go.
those are the real ones.
Yeah,
you know
let's
what?
go.
I think. Oh, I'll start this out.
Yeah, you start that one out because I
Tell
got
me
a
your
lot.
sacrifice,
I got a lot.
You know this, but I'll be honest. For me, I don't. Let's see how to put this. I don't think that laying the sacrifices out give it any justice. And I'll say it. Well, I'll say.
It doesn't give it justice, but I would love to hear it,
I'm gonna
though.
tell you why. Well, it's of no consequence at that point. And the
Okay.
reason is because I go back to kind of my mantra, my intention. If I tell you what the sacrifice is, what is my intention, right? If you tell somebody something, let's say your sacrifice is whatever, and they don't agree that that's a sacrifice. You just started a whole thing.
Now you mad over here on this side or whatever it may be.
This sacrifice should be evident. The sacrifice is clear, but I think voicing all of them puts it in a situation to where you're asking for either confirmation or lack thereof. And my thing is, if you make the sacrifice, it will show.
I disagree. I'm gonna disagree on that because I feel like, hold on, O'Shea.
Go ahead.
I feel like
Go ahead,
that you should.
Me.
I'm speaking for myself. I would love to hear your sacrifices. So I know it's not about how big they are or how small they are, but at least I can acknowledge it. I can say, you know what? My man did XYZ. He did that.
Right.
So I can't
Without
give
him having to
you.
say it because honestly, he's not gonna. We're not gonna say it though.
I want to give you acknowledgement.
We're not gonna say
I
it
wanna
because
give
we
you
don't
that
feel like
praise.
it's a,
Well, the thing is, we don't do it for the praise.
I don't feel like
You don't have to do it for the
But
praise.
we
It's
don't-
not for. It's
I
for
don't think
me
we
to
feel
give
like
it
it's
to
a
you.
sacrifice either though.
But the thing is, if we take the sacrifice, you already are enjoying.
Like
You're already benefiting.
so
from the
honest.
sacrifice.
So let me break it down like this, right? Me and Ron both got boys, right? We got boys. We got men that we raise and we trying to make them, you know what I'm saying, into men or whatever it may be.
Okay.
Like I have random conversations with my boys, and I let them know like it's certain shit you doing at the house that ain't showing any type of initiative to do anything. But the initiative that I take every single day to walk outside this door, no matter how much you know what the fuck I do outside this door for you, I just need you to know you need to make the same initiative when you actually applying yourself to something. Just apply yourself.
Are
So,
these sacrifices for your kids or for?
This is for everybody. This is for my family. Like, so my family.
I think the
If
question.
you my family, if you in my family circle, if you got anything to do with anything revolving around my circle or whatever it may be, like this could even be you, Lawan, bro. You my people.
I think y'all are beating around the bush.
It's no
let's
beating
get
around
to,
the bush
let's get to the
because
real question here, fellas.
Yeah.
nah. But honestly, if I was to tell you 30 things that I've done to be of a sacrifice for my family or to my family or whatever it may be, it don't mean shit until we actually on top.
Okay, so I gotta ask this question, Warren. I'm sorry. So when you don't get notification, like if we don't give you like, oh babe, pray, like damn babe, you did that, da 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 da. Does that or does that not affect you?
No.
You don't if we don't say, oh babe, I
If
appreciate you for
if
something.
I ask for it, then I would respect.
But
I would
how
understand
can
your
I?
response.
But that goes back to the sacrifice. How can I acknowledge you and give you that praise if you don't tell me the sacrifice that you have done for me?
But-
I feel like it's a sacrifice. A black male today, to get up and hold down a job. That is hard because we, as black people, especially black males,
Yeah, we
they
got
don't
that
want to do
motherfucker.
that.
I'm
So
fucking
I
Sammy
asked
Davis
so.
Jr. around this bitch.
So the question
Every day.
is, I go back to the
wanna-
question, like
hold on.
Lawan
Wait,
said,
let's-
what
let's
is the
wait.
sacrifices
But
that
let's-
we don't know about?
Let's address that because there are a lot of black. That in itself is a
They don't want to
sacrifice.
answer the question.
No, I'm gonna get to your question.
Period.
No,
Like,
no,
we
no,
waking up every
no.
single morning at 3-4 o'clock in the morning, or whatever it may be. However, what time you make to get to work. We got to be to work at 8 o'clock, right?
But I look at the basis of sacrifice. The basis of sacrifice is allowing a person in your space, in your life.
God,
You sacrifice your time because let's look at it. You're born, you die, whatever, right? The fact that a person is, and this is for women as well. This is not a one-sided
Yeah,
thing because
it's
women
not. It's definitely
sacrifice things, but since we're just talking about men now, but excuse me, sorry, but the sacrifice for a man, there's too many, I think, to just say because I think when you list those, you're looking for affirmation, but affirmation and sacrifice just don't go together.
Yeah.
When you
I do
sacrifice,
that shit every day.
you're gonna do it
I do
anyway.
that shit every day.
You don't do it for the affirmation.
So whether I'm gonna be honest with you. So like at the end of the day, whether before I was married, I sacrificed for my children. I sacrificed for my children. that's a sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Like
What did you
to
sacrifice?
make sure that every single 2 weeks when I got my children, to make sure they had food in the refrigerator, they could do what the hell they want to do when they got around me. Not to say like, you know what I'm saying, on some humbug, but they were able to have some lights, some heat, some sort of shelter.
That is a given.
That's
That's not a sacrifice. That is a given.
That's a sacrifice that I'm giving them because they don't have to have that. I could be sitting in you can be with me or whatever it may be.
See, that's where we go, where the men versus women.
I'm not gonna put you, but my thing is, I'm not gonna put anybody in a situation that I feel like I love you. I feel like I have an obligation to make sure that you're in a situation where you're safe. So if you're in a safe place, I'm sacrificing, like, even if I don't want to do it, I'm doing it because of you. You know what I'm saying? So so my situation right now.
Okay.
I don't feel like I'm sacrificing anything because I feel like it's something that has to be there.
But if you want it, it's not a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Like if you want to be with someone.
Like if I want to be great, it's not a sacrifice for me wanting to be great.
The question was the sacrifice that y'all give up each day that we don't know about, or just a sacrifice that y'all give up that we as women don't know about.
Well, I'll just go just what you
go ahead.
I would say what you're saying when you said sacrifice this with it, and then she said that's a given.
It is a given.
Wait,
I'm sorry.
It's not a given. So here's the thing. But my point is when you say I sacrifice X, and then the person says, "Well, that's not a sacrifice." Well, the fact is in my mind or your mind, it's a sacrifice. So it's not up for debate. So for me, and this is just me only, like if I have to list the sacrifices and you don't know them, I'm cool. I mean, no, I'm just saying, and I'm just saying like there's different.
This is how simple I am. I can wake up in the morning. I can roll over. I can kiss you while you sleep. You might not even know it. Say I love you. Goodbye. I'm going to work. And I know in my heart that I'm putting out my love to you.
Right.
And I know in my mental that I'm putting out all the best graces to whatever.
Right.
Like I might whisper something in your ear while you sleep and kiss you on your forehead, walk away. I say I love you. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have this. I'm wishing all the best on you. But you don't understand that even if I said it to you every single day, because it's like it's a battle. And it shouldn't be a battle. Like I feel like when I get in a situation with the person I love, nothing should ever be a battle.
Yeah,
everything
exactly.
you should be my commonplace. You should be, even if I'm gonna say what I feel. Like, so my thoughts is like this. My thoughts is like this, right? So if you was my woman and I told you I enjoy your company without you even saying anything, not even a word. Like I enjoy your company, no matter what. We don't have to say a word. I just enjoy your presence.
Right.
Why is that not enough? Why does it have to be verbalized? Why does it have to be? Because everybody's not a verbal person.
That is the emotional man giving you the emotion.
Everybody's not.
You probably don't have to say it. Maybe it's a physical thing.
But what I'm saying is, if I told you this out my mouth before, and I've said this on 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 occasions, I don't have to talk to you every single day when I get off of work.
Lies.
No, listen to me. We don't have to have like a big ass conversation is what I'm saying. Like when I get off work, if all my life after I got off work, you know what I did? Before I had a woman?
What?
I sat outside my crib in my truck, in my own space, before I got into my own space. And I evaluated my day.
That's it.
I got my day off of me.
Yep.
I got my day off of me. That's when I can talk. After that, I can talk. But listen to me. Listen to me.
Oh, because I'm
This
gonna
is
eat.
what this is. But this is what's asked of us sometimes, or a lot of the time. I get off work. I drive home, and I have to immediately step into home mode. I don't get a chance to shake my day off or think about what the fuck happened, or even if I had a bad day. Did you have a good day? How was your day? Whether it was good or bad, do I get that conversation? No. So, I've always put myself in the situation. Whether I might know you had a terrible day. I might know it. But guess what I'm gonna do? Hey babe, how was your day? And I'm gonna let you vent that shit the fuck out, because that's what you need to do to get that shit off your chest so that the life can move forward.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right?
Hold on.
So,
So
listen,
when you
but
said that, I keep hearing this word
I
I.
talk for a day. I talk
I.
all my life.
Well, he said his emotion, which is just
I understand that what he said, but he kept saying I. When I got off of work, I sit in my truck, I
I was by myself though.
hear me out now.
I didn't have this to vent to someone else to say
Okay,
whatever
but
it may
now,
be. But also, listen now, with that same I, because I know what you're hitting at. I
Go
already
ahead,
know
go
what you're
ahead.
hitting at.
let's get it so we can get exactly.
Pull it
what
out.
is.
Pull it out. Go ahead. Say
you
it.
said I, but now that was when you was single. You was living like a rock star, okay? Now you are a married man. That I become into we
I get it.
as a team.
Okay, we not gonna.
You do not get that downtime that you used to get, because guess what?
But why not?
Oh,
You got it.
hear me out.
But why not?
Hear me. I'm finna tell you why you can't have that downtime. Because do she get that downtime? Do she get that downtime? Hear me out before you say anything. Do she get that downtime? When she come home, she gotta cook. She gotta make sure the house is presentable for her king. Cause she don't want her king to come into something nasty. Because he the breadwinner. So therefore, you don't get that downtime, because guess what? If she all burnt the hell out, who gonna catch her? Because she's constantly catching you, the kids, the dog, the cat, and whatever else is going on. And then guess what? After everything is done in that house, the clothes clean, you got clean drawers to put on, you got food to put in your stomach, your kids is down, put to sleep. Now she can go get in the shower. Now she can probably eat something. Now, hold on, Now, then when y'all get to the room, how can she give you that intimate time? How can you just saying to her that I really appreciate just spending time with you? She can't even comprehend that right now, because guess why? Yes, just tell me why you think she can't comprehend. Because she's burnt the fuck out.
All right. So.
Because the only thing you had to do that day is go to work.
So at this.
Only thing you had to do is go to work that day.
At this point.
You ain't got to do nothing
Now
else.
listen to me.
Come on now.
Listen to me.
Y'all
listen to me
don't
well.
understand that.
Listen to me well, right?
Yeah, this
All
is
right.
emotional.
So it is. I'm not gonna say it's not two sides to every story. You feel me? Because it is. It's two sides. But at the end of the day, if I know you work all fucking day, and this is just based on me and my situation and my upbringing and how I was brought up very domesticated. You can probably.
But we're
you can
talking
ask,
about
you
now.
can ask,
You cannot
you can
bring
ask,
up what I'm
you can
saying to you.
You can ask. Let me talk. I'll let you talk.
Go ahead.
You can ask Ari before she met me. when she came to my crib, no matter how bad the environment was outside or whatever it may have been, when she walked in my door, what did my house look like? I can clean myself. I can cook for myself. I can fend for myself. I've done all that. I've never asked a woman to do anything above what she wanted to do for that household. You feel me?
Okay.
Like I've never. And I know some people are brought up certain ways in Southern pride and all this other type of shit. And like I've seen like some of the jits younger than me, and they expect certain things. And I sat down and I said, bro, and I really had this conversation. You really expect for a woman to? I said, this ain't fucking 1960s, bro. It's not. Where a woman goes out, she might go out and do a little house, do her house cleaning job or whatever it may do, come home, make sure the dad's clothes are folded and washed and folded and ironed for tomorrow, and cook and have all that shit. It's not like that no more, bro. It's not. Life is not like that no more. It's just kind of how life works. We gotta work as a common ground to make it happen. Me personally, I don't need nobody to cook for me. I don't need nobody to clean for me. I don't need nobody to wash my clothes. I've done that shit. My grandma told me off gate.
Right.
Don't ever expect anything from a woman that you can't do for yourself.
Facts.
My grandfather always told me this right now. Always respect the female. He said, but if you ever feel disrespected, don't put yourself in a situation to be disrespected. Get your ass the fuck away from me.
Facts.
So if I feel like I'm disrespected, I'll leave. Basically is what I've been told. And if I feel like my household is not in order, get it in order.
Facts.
So that's not everybody's mentality, and I don't feel like every man feels that way. I just feel like it's all in whatever that upbringing may have been, or whatever they were taught, or whatever it may have been, and it's a learned behavior. You know what I'm saying? So if you feel like that's an expectation of you, that's the time to have that conversation, like in the beginning of the relationship or during the relationship. All right, what do you expect of me as your wife, as your spouse, or whatever? Now, if he says, all right, well, I expect when I come home, I expect the house to be totally clean and this, that, and the third. All right, now you got an argument. But if y'all all can come to a situation to where you understand that we all do the same thing, we can all do the same things and be commonly happily in the same situation, whether it may be like I'm gonna be honest with you, me and Ari, we had compromises. She don't like folding clothes. I love it. I will fold clothes to the depth because I have, because of me, I have a particular way that I fold my clothes, and I don't want my clothes to go in the fuck. I want my shit a certain way.
Right.
And I'm mad if it's gone, and I will take that shit down and refold the shit.
Oh, okay.
I had somebody literally fold my clothes. Like, come in the house, we paid them to do it, and I went right back behind their ass and refolded the clothes the way I wanted to do because I have my own shit.
Yeah.
But that's a conversation that you have amongst you guys to have that.
See, that's the thing. We don't.
So those are small conversations. Listen, those are minor details versus the bigger shit, which is the how do we make this shit last 20, 30 years?
I think you do it day by day.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's how that shit functions.
I think if we stop,
like back in the day, it was like a common, like, this is what women do and this is what it's not.
I'm old school, so
no, but I think now we're comparing, and there's no.
But it's not a comparison. But if you were brought up, all right. So you and Ron just met, right? Boom, bam, y'all just met. Blah 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 blah. All right, now y'all got serious. Boom, 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 boom. But between that time y'all met and that time y'all got serious, those are conversations you have in between that.
See,
Like how my house is raised. Like I can't change the fact that Ari doesn't want, like she would rather pay somebody to do something, and I get it 100%. If you making the money and you can pay somebody to fucking fold your clothes and wash and do what the fuck you do it.
Yeah.
I've never been raised that way because I didn't have enough money to goddamn throw out money
These kids
to
gonna
fucking
fold these-
get somebody. I did it myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these kids gonna fold these clothes.
Yeah.
These kids gonna
Yeah.
fold these clothes. When I came home, I'm gonna tell you, this is how I grew up, and this is how I learned. Right, my grandma, she didn't work. She was at home. She was a candy lady, and she watched kids all day.
Mm-hmm.
So all day she washed clothes, cleaned the house. The house was clean. I woke up in the motherfucking morning. They just told me make sure my bed was made when I got up. After I got up out my bed,
Yeah.
go to school, get good grades, come back home, and obey me at the
Start all
house.
over again. Yeah.
And start the fuck over.
Yeah.
When I got home, if it was wash day, I had a basket sitting by my door. And if I saw that basket sitting by my door, make sure them clothes get put in the fucking drawer.
Right. Right.
Kids nowadays, and I'm on top of my kids. Like I do stupid shit just to see what the fuck they gonna do. I take the fucking trash and sit it in front of their door. Like you can't walk out the door without walking over the trash, and it is still sitting there. That's the stupid shit that I fucking hate, but it's my fault
Yeah.
because I didn't instill that in them, and I'm trying to instill it in them now. So
And it's-
that before they actually get out on their own, because when you get in the spot, like I told him, I told my oldest son, man, ain't no female want no dingy ass, dirty ass nigga.
Facts.
No dirty ass nigga. My grandma told me that shit.
Facts.
Like, that ain't even no pimp shit. Like, that's you bringing somebody to your crib and you got boxes of pizza and all that
Right.
shit.
Right.
That's not fucking clean.
Yeah.
Be clean.
Yeah.
All I ask you to do is be clean. Clean up my house.
Wash your ass.
You not paying no bills. So take the trash out.
Yeah.
So I ain't gotta do it, and I ain't gotta hear it later on. Because if I start to do it,
It's a problem.
it's about to be a problem.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear me every day, every morning when you wake up. And I hate to wake my kids up to yelling. I hate it with a passion. But guess what? You're going to do something while you're in this house.
Yeah.
Get
So
your
my
ass the
question
fuck
to
up.
you, my question to you guys,
So
to wrap this up.
It's not even like I said. It's just like I said. Once you blend in families, I feel like this. Once you blend in families and blend in different like upbringings and shit like that, it's just common to have that little small conversation. And sometimes we didn't have that time to have that conversation. And I think sometimes that's where a lot of rifts and a lot of like extra little small stuff that starts to stack on top of
Yeah.
other shit that turns into motherfuckers not. Cause like it's a lot of times you can say shit, but is it worth it saying it to actually have somebody walk around mad at you and not
That's why-
speaking with you
that's
all
why I
day,
go back.
whether to be cordial.
Intention.
Like
Why I say it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Most men are so fucking simple. It's just.
I know men are simple.
It's to the point.
Not
where
like no dig.
all I want.
No.
It's all to a point to where it's like, all right, I'm coming home. Maybe I'm gonna get dinner. Maybe I'm not. But even if I don't,
Look how you can run like maybe.
even if I don't, right?
Right, the shit
Even
that
if I don't, right? Is that something that's going to
Break.
affect me or
Right.
make or break this relationship at the end of the day? It's
Exactly.
not.
We ain't breaking up
Nothing
over this.
make-
So what we
Are we not breaking up over this shit?
Yeah.
Why the fuck are we arguing about
And
this
it's
shit?
not
It's over
intentional.
and done with. And it might get something might get said. Don't get overly like stressed over the
Invested in
shit
it, yeah.
or invested in the
'Cause there was no
conversation.
intention.
It's just might be one of them days where
Shit,
a motherfucker
feel like-
might just got something on his mind at the time, and if you just might have said when he walked through the door, "Hey baby, how you doing? How was your day?"
So
He might have just vented all that shit out instead of saying the little slick shit off to the side. You feel what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. And it's touche on both sides. Like, if I was at the house all damn day, didn't do shit, I was chilling, whatever, and the house was dirty and shit, you walk in the house and you walk into a dirty house. Because that's one thing I fucking hate, is to walk into a dirty house.
No, we ain't gonna do that. So let's go ahead real quick. 2 things about your spouse that you love.
I love my woman's. I love how she's just. I ain't
Get
gonna
that
say over the
cooter
top.
up, huh?
She's just with it, bro. She's business minded. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, she's got me into the level to where I shouldn't have to work for somebody else. I should be able to work for myself and have my own shit.
All right.
Because that's how we are. That's one of the things. But
Okay.
and then the other thing is, she really, like, as hard as everybody thinks she is, motherfucker soft as a cookie, bro.
No.
Soft as hell, man.
Same thing over there. Look.
Come on, Mrs. Zoot. 2 things.
Oh, I thought we was wrapping up. Like,
We are. 2
2 things.
things.
You gotta give her 2 things.
I just have my one thing. Like,
Okay.
my thing is just like,
She get a cooter up.
That's it. Cooter up.
nah, but I think over.
I mean, we can have a million cooters though,
Yeah,
honestly.
you really can.
Like,
I think for
wet
us,
is wet.
I say for me,
Honestly, I'm just gonna be honest with you.
I
but
think for me specifically is that she has allowed me to grow, and she's grown with me, and that's the thing. I think you have people that are in relationships that are stagnant at 25, 30, whatever, they like this and they're selfish with that. They just want to snapshot keep that. I think the growth is times where I've had conversations with her and said, look, we gotta do this, because now we don't do this anymore. And I think when she receives it, it's like me not trying to downplay her, but just say, hey babe, come with me, come to this level with me. And men we don't work on women we don't care about.
What?
So it goes back to what you were saying, like,
2 things.
that's the one.
Okay.
The second one's just like whatever.
The cooter.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe you want to throw the cooler in. Cooler.
Y'all have a good night. Y'all are off the chain.
Now, see, y'all came out here messing with our stuff.
Hey, that was good shit.
Hit that button. Hit that record button.
And your people left.
They even knocked out.
Oh, they ain't built for this.